Hi everybody, Jo here again. Thanks so much for popping in. I hope you had a lovely weekend and that your new week has started well. Today I've got a great fun technique for you, and it's one I've not seen before. You see, a couple of ladies messaged me and said that they have the Mica Minerals and the Iridescent Violet and just wanted some ideas of what to do with it. Now, we've done videos before, and again, just scroll back. There's so much information on the YouTube channels, and I've done ones where I've stamped in the Versamark, you know, the sticky ink, and then I've added the Mica Minerals. We've also added the coloured Mica Minerals to water and watercolour painted. So this time I'm just going to use the Iridescent Violet, but I'm going to add it to my Elements inks, and this is what I'm going to paint. Now, as always, the camera will not do this justice. I've told you before, I need a little cameraman. But this is just gorgeous. And at the end, our clean up will give us this gorgeous tag. And I've just added some of our lovely butterfly stickers. And it's always useful to have a tag with extra background. I mean, look at this here. It's just stunning. So we're going to start off. I'm going to pop this up here. And I've got a piece of multifarious card. And this is just 6 by 4 inches. To be honest, whichever stamp you choose, you just want your piece of card to be the right size for that stamp. Now, I've gone for my forest leaf just because I thought this area is fabulous for painting in. And we're going to stamp in black, the VersaFine Clair Nocturne, but we're going to heat emboss it with the clear gloss. And this is the regular one. So I'm going to take the lid off before I stamp, and then I'm ready. Your VersaFine Clair, as I've said before, is quite a slow drying ink, so you have got time to emboss. But also what I love about the clear, so again, for our new followers, we've got some lovely new friends and followers on here. In my opinion, if you're just going to buy one embossing powder, go for a clear, because then you can use different colours of ink underneath it, and that colour will show through, but you'll have that raised, that embossed feel to it. So nice light tapping. And then I'm just going to ink that up, and maybe we'll just stamp it at a quirky angle. Give it a good press. It's a nice big stamp. And then come in with our embossing powder. And I use the whole jar because you're going to be popping it back in. So you might as well put the whole lot on and just give it a bit of a move it round. And then I'm just going to tap the back. Lovely, that looks like it's all covered. And then this will just go back in here. And I do think this is clever because I constantly have to tip the pots because there always seems to more going back in there than what came out. And I'm going to heat this. So I'm going to use my heating tool, so it'll be a bit noisy. I'm going to switch it on first and just let it heat up before we start. Once it's heated up, I'm just going to come in and slowly work my way round. Just literally doing one section at a time. And if you look, can you see this is black and shiny, where that's quite dull? I'm going to turn that round because it does get a bit warm. And I'm hoping that showed. So it's quite dull, but once you actually, as you heat, it becomes dark. You see the black and the shiny. Also, it's raised. You can feel it. I would slowly work your way around though, and then just give a quick overheat. if you heat too much the embossing powder, it's raised now and you can feel it. But if you overheat it, it shrinks back into the card and you won't be able to feel it. It won't be raised. So again, that's a little tip. Now this is fabulous to add the colour. And what I'm going to use is, I've got my lovely acrylic board here for the bob long. And I'll just put a piece of white paper underneath. It might just help show you what I'm going to do. Now I've chosen my colours and I'm going to use lemon drop. So I'm just going to add some of that up here. These are the elements. Pink elephant. Look at that, that is pink. Flying fig. And then I've just got enough room for blue lagoon. Now you can use any colours, and the beauty of this is we're just going to come in with one of our lovely Mica Minerals, as I say, and it's the Iridescent Violet. And again, a little tip, the little bit of paper that's in that comes over the top, I glue mine in the lid, just because otherwise I find it difficult to take on and off each time. And I've got a lovely little thing here. Go for one of those nice coffees and you get one of these. And I'm just going to put myself a little amount of the minerals. And yes, I am quite stingy. You know, I can always go back and add some more and pop the lid on. You don't want to knock that over. And then all I'm going to do is I've got my brush and I'm using one of the Lavinia water brushes here. And I'm just going to make myself over this side. Now, a little tip as well, don't be tempted, well, this is just in my opinion, to spritz this powder because it blows everywhere. And if you've done that, you'll be with me, you'll know why. So I'm just going to give myself a little puddled area of this Iridescent Violet. And then I'm going to pick a little bit of that up and take it into the yellow and mix it with the yellow. And I'm just going to dab some of that on here. And because we've got that raised edge, that gutter, we can go over the top and we won't lose that detail. So let's come in now, pick a little bit more up and go into the pink. And I'm hoping you can see, you create yourself the most gorgeous pink, vibrant pink, but it's got that iridescent. So maybe on this side, I'll put some coming down the middle. And I'm just literally going to add a little bit to each of these. And I don't want to do them the same, because in nature things aren't the same, are they? So we'll come in, oh, the purple. You know, every time I mix a colour, I'm like, oh, that's my favourite. No, that's my favourite. And with the size of this block, we've got plenty of room, look, to mix these lovely. Now, again, if Mr. Mojo has gone on holiday or you're having a bit of a rough time, and I know some of you are, so, you know, please, big hugs from all of us here. What you can do is just stamp, look in your stamps for ones that are going to work well with this, and just stamp and emboss a few. And then just maybe set yourself a couple of hours just to do your watercolour painting. And honestly, it's so relaxing, but it's such fun to do. Now, don't worry at this stage if, I mean, we're using multifarious card, so the colours will blend and you will take your time. I just want to show you sort of a speedy version. So in this top one, where the colours, look, haven't quite merged, all I'm going to do is come back into that pile of the iridescent and use just the iridescent powder and water to go over the joins and just blend those colours together. Now this would work equally as well on a watercolour tag, but you see how just dabbing, if I show you the next one, if I bring it close, so you see how here the colours don't blend, and I just want them to blend a bit more. So just by coming in with the iridescent I can fuzzy those edges and blend those colours. Now it might be you want harsh edges. For me, I just want the colours to just seamlessly blend and almost flow together. So I'm just going to add that to each of these. And then I just want to see if I can bring in a little bit more of that yellow. Just in here. Pick a bit more of the yellow up. Oh yeah, that's a bit brighter there, isn't it? And just put it back into there. Have I got a last little? See if I can just get a yellow hint into this one here. And when that dries, as I say, it will have the most, I mean, it's got the gorgeous shimmer now. And then just to pick up, I just want to add a couple of little, now again, it's up to you. If you don't want the splats, leave them off. But I'm just adding a few. I want to just add a few with the blue as well. I want to come in with a couple of the colours. And then look at that. And with this palette here, all you're going to do is grab yourself a watercolour tag. And this is one of the large ones. So just to finish off this design here, all I've done, look, is I've stamped my beautiful butterfly and cut that out. But while that's just drying, and again, I want it to dry naturally, in my opinion, don't be tempted to use your heat tool again because you don't want to overheat this embossing. It will just dry beautifully, just left naturally. And here, all you're going to do is we're going to swap that for some kitchen roll. And then I'm going to come in, because we don't want to waste this. And I'm just going to pick up now. You could be doing this in your journal. This would be a lovely way to make a page in your journal. Look at that. And if you come in and add some water splats, and again, just leave this to dry. It gives you the most gorgeous. If you want, you can use your little puffer tool, blow it around. I just want to pick up a little bit of that. Dab it off if you want to get a bit more, not quite as intense, just to lighten it. But I'm going to leave that, and then I'm going to make another page. I'm going to keep that and add that to my journal. So I'm going to file that carefully on the floor now, next to Mr. Eric. And as long as he doesn't put his paws in, it will be fine. But I do hope you have a go with this. Have you got any of the iridescent colours? And think of all your gorgeous colours that you can add to this. And to finish this one off here, I've just added a lovely sentiment sticker. And there is my finished clean-up. And no two of the clean-up are alike. This is another one that I created. Can you tell I love the clean-up ones the best? And this is ready for when I need that emergency tag, ready for me to add something. So I hope you've enjoyed that, and I hope you have a play. And I hope that's helped those of you that haven't used the Mica Minerals before. It's just another way of using them. You know, when we get these products, we need to use them. Don't just leave them on the shelf, because you know what? They don't play nicely if you leave them on the shelf. They want to be used. So you take care. Have a lovely, lovely evening. Thanks for popping in. And guess what? I'll see you again tomorrow. Love and hugs from me. Bye for now.